everyone, welcome back to Anonymous World. Hope you all are doing well. So today is December 17th and day 17 of Advent of Cyber third edition is out. So let's see what we have in day 17. Okay, so day 17 is Cloud Elf Leaks. So in a move to taunt the best festival company, Greenwich Enterprises sends out an email to the entire company with everyone's name and date of birth. So seeing that Skiddy became little stressed with the breach and thinks about the potential legal consequences. He talks to Infra to remind the origin of the breach. Okay, so let's go ahead. So public cloud is an easy way for business unit to engage in shadow IT, and the most accessible public cloud to get started with is AWS. Okay, so in today's task we will be seeing about Amazon AWS. So two trees are given. What are the difference between these two images? Hint, right click and look at the image addresses. One of this is an external link from an Amazon S3 bucket. Okay, then imagine new tab. Okay, so this one is from Amazon S3 bucket, but this one is not. Okay, so you will need to start your attack box to run commands using the AWS CLI for today's lesson. Your target will be an AWS account and some resources hosted by TryHackMe for this year's Advent of Cyber. Notice given here, if you are on TryHackMe free plan, the attack box does not have internet access and cannot reach AWS. You will need to install curl and the AWS CLI on your own machine in order to complete this challenge. And instructions for installing the AWS CLI are here. Okay, so I'm on free plan, so I will start my virtual machine. Okay, so first I need to install AWS CLI. Let's see how we can install that. Okay, so let's see for Linux. First step is download the installation file in one of the following ways. Okay, so let's copy this. First, let's create a okay. Okay, let's see. Downloading from the URL. Either you can download it from URL. Then second step is to unzip the installer. Okay, let's wait. Okay, so now let's unzip this. Okay, now run the install program. The installation command uses a file named install in the newly unzipped AWS directory. By default, the files are installed to user local AWS CLI and a symbolic link is created in user local bin. Okay, let's install that. I'm not using sudo because I'm in root account, so I don't need sudo. Okay, so let's wait. Okay, ensure that paths you provide to the I and B parameters contain no volume name or directory name that contain any space characters. Okay, so by default this is the by default value of directory. Okay, to update your current installation you can use it to update your installation. Now fourth step is to confirm the installation, so we can use AWS version. Okay, then optional step is verifying the integrity, so let it be optional. Okay, so our AWS CLI is installed now. Let's see. Okay, then a description of Amazon AWS is given. It is a cloud service, public cloud service provider. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, so whole description of AWS is given here. You can go through that. Let's see what we have here. Because regions are independent, you will get different answers to questions depending on the region you are querying. You can specify a region with the double dash region options. Okay, so it might come in handy. Then we have Amazon S3. It is a simple storage service, hosted object storage service, where objects are stored in buckets. To highly simplify the concept, object storage buckets are key value stores, with the object key being a full path name. Okay, so AWS buckets use a global namespace. Only one AWS customer can create a bucket named Best Festival Company as images. So it is used for more than public hosting. It has many uses for data archive, video processing, regulatory record retention, etc. etc. So for this challenge, Best Festival Company, like any enterprise, use S3. Okay, so then we have discovering bucket names. So there are many ways to discover the name of buckets. One of the easiest way is when a company embeds content hosted in S3 on their website, like images, PDFs, videos, etc. So these links will look like, an example of link is given here. So now listing the contents of buckets. Okay, so many commands are here. Why don't we? So let's see the questions and read the theory accordingly. Okay, the challenge part. So somehow the Grinches managed to get hold of all the else name and email addresses. How could this have happened? So we have given the scope of the bridge. Skiddy believes someone in HR must be involved. Internal conspiracy. You know that HR recently launched a new portal site using WordPress, and HR didn't request any infrastructure from IT to deploy this portal site. Where is that portal hosted? Here is the image HR sent out announcing the new site, new portal for all our HR needs. Based on that, can you figure out how Grinch got access to the employee database? Okay, so we have been given a image which HR sent to everyone for announcing the new site. Let's see, what is the name of the S3 bucket used to host the HR website announcement? Okay, so we have been given a image. Let's see what is there. Okay, so this image is on S3 bucket. So we can find the bucket name here. Okay, so we got our bucket name, which is images.westfestivalcompany.com. So let's try this. Okay, so what is the message left in the flag.txt object from that bucket? Okay, so let's see how we can list the files present in bucket. Okay, discovering bucket names. We did that. Listing the contents of bucket. So Amazon S3, one of the AWS oldest device services. It's so old that it has two different method of access control: bucket policies and S3 ACLs. Many hyperlinks are given there. You can go through each link and study more about that. Okay, so many buckets that contains public information allow you to list the contents of the bucket in your attack in the contents of your bucket. So in your attack box, try running the command. So this command, if you run this command, it will give a massive pile of XML for of all the IRS form 990 filings for US tax exempt corporations. Okay, so if mentally parsing XML that contains no line break isn't your cup of tea, that will say provide ability to list the contents of a bucket. Okay, so we can use this particular command to list all the contents of the bucket. So AWS S3 ls S3, then followed by the bucket name, then no sign request. So now what is no sign request? So this particular option, no sign request, allows you to request data from S3 without being an AWS customer. So you don't own any access to AWS, but still you can access the contents of the bucket. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, let's clear this. So AWS, then S3, then ls, then the name of our bucket we just discovered from that image. Okay, it's S3. Okay, then No sign request. Let's wait for the result. Okay, so we do discover many contents of this from this bucket. There are restore OVF PNG file, then a flag.txt file. Okay, so again, what was our question? What is the message left in the flag.txt object from that bucket? So we need to access the content of flag.txt. So for that, we need to download that file in our system from that bucket. Okay, so downloading objects. So downloading objects from S3 is also easy. You can use curl or you can use AWS CLI. So let's try that. Okay, so instead of ls, this time we will be using cp for copying. We are copying flag.txt and we need to give a directory where we will be copying it. So I will be copying it in current directory. So let's see. Okay, let's see if the file is downloaded. Okay, so we can see flag.txt has been copied to our machine. Let's see what's inside that. It's easy to get your else data when you leave it so easy to find. Okay, so we got our message from that from the flag.txt file. Of course, if you if you leave your data so easy to find, anyone could have hands on that. So now what other file in that bucket looks interesting to you? Okay, let's see. We have restore, then we have png files, console.png, logo.png. Okay, then txt file, we just saw that. Then flyer.png, that's probably this image. Then again some image file. Then okay, we have one backup file, wp backup.zip. That must be backup file for the WordPress site. Okay, let's check that. Okay, now what is the AWS access key ID in that file? Okay, so some access AWS access key ID in this file. So we need to get that. So for doing that, first we need to copy that file in our machine. Let's use the same process. Okay, okay, sorry, it's backup.zip. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we got our wp backup.zip file. Let's unzip that. Okay, looks it's a very long file. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we got a directory wp.backup. Okay, so we have some files here: index.php, txt in license.txt, wp activate.php, admin file, then configuration file. Okay, so first let's see what is the AWS access key ID. Okay, so AWS IAM. So excluding a few older services like Amazon S3, all requests to AWS services must be signed. Okay, the signing process leverages IAM access keys. These access keys are one of the primary ways an AWS is compromised. Okay, so access key IDs always begin with the letters AKIA and are 20 characters long. So keep this in mind. It starts with AKIA and these are 20 characters long. These act as a username for the AWS API. And the secret access key is 40 characters long. So AWS generate both strings. However, AWS don't make the secret access key available to download after the initial generation. So then there is another type of credentials, short-term credentials, where the access ID begins with the letter ASIA and includes an additional string called the session token. Okay, so let's see conducting reconnaissance with IAM, identity and access management. So when you find credentials to AWS, you can add them to your AWS profile in the AWS CLI for this. Okay, so we'll come back here later. So first we need to find the access key ID. So where can we find that? There are way too many files. Okay, one high chances is we can find it in configuration file of PHP. So let's try there. So now we know that it starts with AKIA. So we can use grep to see if something is there starting with that. Okay, so we do find a string starting with AKIA. So it should be our access key ID. Let's check. Okay, so we were right. So now what is the AWS account ID that access key works for? Okay, so now we will come back here. So conducting reconnaissance with IAM. So when you find credentials to AWS, you can add them to your AWS profile in the AWS CLI. So for this, you use the command AWS configure profile, then profile name. And this command will add entries to configuration file of AWS. Okay, so once you've configured a new profile with the new access key, you can execute any command using this other set of credentials. So for example, to list all the S3 buckets in AWS, you have found try AWS S3, then ls, then profile, then the profile name. Okay, so let's configure our profile. So AWS configure and profile, then a profile name. You can write any profile name. Okay, let's call it win. Okay, so AWS access key ID. Okay, we have one access key ID. Let's enter that. Then it's asking for AWS secret access key. Uh, I think it must be in that configuration file. Okay, let's see what is the configuration, what is the secret access key. Can use less or any editor. Okay, let's see where we can. Okay, so upload key. So this must be our secret access key. Let's copy this. Okay, so default region name. Okay, then default region name. Let's see. So it's US East 1. Okay, default output format. Okay, so let's leave it like this. Okay, so now our file has been configured. So let's check that. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we can see .aws. Let's go inside that. Then we have two files, config and credentials. Let's check credentials. Okay, there are my credentials. Let's check config. Okay, then there is region given. Now, what is the AWS account ID that access key works for? So let's go back. We can see finding the account ID belonging to an access key. So we have been given a command we can use to find the access key. So let's see AWS, then STS, then get access key info, followed by access key ID. Then the access key, what we have got earlier. Okay, I think I forgot to give profile. Okay, so we do get a account number. So this must be the account ID related to that access key. Okay, so it was correct. Now, what is the username for that access key? Let's see. Determining the username the access key we are using belongs to. Okay, so now this time we need to use get caller identity.
The username, profile HR.
Okay, let's try that. Get caller identity. Then another profile. Okay. Okay, so we got our username, which is something like this, self. Okay. Now there is an EC2 instance in this account. Under the tags, what is the name of the instance? So now we need to check the EC2 instances. So listing all the EC2 instances running in an account. So we can use AWS EC2. Okay, so we got a long output. So under the tags, what is the name of the instances? Okay, let's see. We have here tags. So AWS CloudFormation, AWS created by Elf, Mac HR. Okay, then okay, so the name of our EC2 instance is HR portal. Now, what is the database password stored in secrets manager? Okay, now what's secrets manager? Let's see if something is given. AWS ARNs. So this is a way of generating a unique identifier for all resources in the cloud. It consists of multiple strings separated by colons. So AWS secret manager. Let's see if to find something online. Secrets manager. Rotate, manage, retrieve secrets. See what we can find here. Okay. Benefit, rotate secrets safely, pass as you go, featured customers. Let's see what we can see. So the AWS CLI commands for secrets manager can be found by running AWS secret manager help. You will first need to list all the secrets that you can get the secret value. Okay, let's try that. AWS secret managers help. Okay, so it's secrets manager. Okay, secrets manager. It provides a service to enable you to store, manage, and retrieve secrets. So this is a guide which provides description of the secret manager API. So for more information about service, you can see Amazon Web Services Secrets Manager user guide. Okay, let's go down. Okay, then there is a list of all the available commands: cancel, rotate, create secret, delete secret, get secret value, help, list secrets. Okay, update, rotate secret, restore secrets. Okay, so first we need to list all the secrets. So let's try that. By AWS Secrets Manager, this secret, then profile, then the profile name. Okay, so there is no double dash here. Okay, so we got something secret list. Name is HR password, description portal DB secret, last change date, last access date. Then we have key, then value. Let's see, created by okay, elf HR, value payroll. Okay, let's see how we can retrieve our secret manager. Okay, let's check here. How to retrieve secrets from AWS Secrets Manager. Let's see. Okay, there is one tutorial. Okay, so to store your secret, first we need to create an account. Okay, retrieving your secret from AWS Secrets Manager. Okay, so a command is given: AWS Secrets Manager get secret value, secret ID. Okay, so in our case, the ID must be HR password. Okay, let's see. AWS Secrets Manager, then get secret value, followed by secret ID, which was HR password, then our profile. Let's see if we receive something. Okay, so there is a secret string. The secret we are looking for is not in this region. Santa wants to have low latency to his database. Look closer to where he lives. Okay, so the secret is not here. Damn, what a drag. Secret you're looking for is not in this region. Santa wants to have low latency to his database. Look closer to where he lives. Okay, so now where Santa lives, in which region? Okay, so there is a command double dash region for where you can specify a particular region also. So let's try that region. So where Santa lives? I guess North Pole. So let's try U North 1. Let's see if we get something. Okay, so we got a secret string winter 2021, then exclamation mark. Let's see if this is the password. Okay, so that was our correct password, and we are done with day 17. So it's a great room explaining how clouds work. Amazon is three buckets: Amazon AWS, then AWS command line interface, everything how you can retrieve the secrets manager. So you should read all the description once again if you want to learn more about Amazon S3 or clouds. So that's all for this video. I will see you tomorrow in day 18.